Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Study channel. So far we cover about the basics part. Uh, from today onwards, we are going to cover about the control. Okay, control is a standard one. Okay, so control is a part where which manage the entire project. This is controlled by the entire project, which is called as control. How the control look like this way. This is how the control look like. Okay, so you can see the controller is decided on inside the app folder. This is the app folder. So the app folder there is the HTTP. Inside the HTTP, there is a control. This is the Laravel folder architecture. You have already know what is the folder architecture of Laravel. There is a app folder. Inside the app folder HTTP, there is a controller. Inside the controller folder, there is a file controller. Control file. All the controller files are managed inside this folder. Controller folder. This controller folder has this simple class. This class controller name is extend controller. Okay. This is a controller. This class extends the controller class. Okay. This controller class we have a public function index. Okay. You have created the function. This return to the method. Okay. So in our last class we have called the routes and we have to redirect to the page. Now we are not doing like that way. You have to sending to the controller. Route is a part which sending to the controller. Controller to the part where which will be manage the all the URLs. Okay. Now you can see the class welcome controller. Okay. So when the request is coming, it is saying to the index method. What is the return in the index method? It return to the view. Okay. This is the architecture of simple controller. Controller which is a class. This class has one function which means index function. Index function what you are written is return view welcome. Okay, what you are written in this inside this function, it is react as what you are inside that function, it is reacted. It react what you are written inside the function. Okay. Now let's moving to the part. Now what you are going to do is here. This is your folder. Okay, this is a folder. We have a app inside the folder, the controller. This is the controller. Now what you are going to do is I am going to go to create a new controller. So you have to click on this part plus symbol. This already your project is running on. Okay, so the running, instead of stopping the project, you have to open up another terminal window. You open the terminal window here. This is running project, it's a terminal. You have to click on this here. You can manage the tabs look like this. Okay. Now simply how to create the controller, you don't think about. Simply you type down Google Laravel 12 control. This is a Laravel 12 project now. Now click on this. This is the controller. This everything they explain how to create the controller. This is how they have create the controller of Laravel. This is how we have create the, you have to implement the controller. You can see the implement the controller. This is how we have do the managing the part. Okay, so you have create the manage part. Okay, so you have type. Okay, so what I did, I'm going to do the thing is, so first I'm going to go to do the things which I put in the documentation. So what I do here is, first I'm going to go to create a controller. So how to create a controller, you have to copy this command. If you copy and paste it, otherwise you can click the clipboard, go here, right click, and I'm going to create a controller which is a, you have to create the controller based on our project. The user controls defaultly they are giving the name. You have to create the control based on our name. What is the control we have to create? We have a various pages. Okay, so that we have to create the various pages. So we have to create the about, context, etc. So I create the about control. Press enter key. Again, I'm going to create another control, the context control. Okay, you have to get the coding. Okay, context. Press enter key. Okay, now you can see the controller, the two different controllers has been created, about controller and context. Fine. Now you have created a controller, fine. Click on this. Here, this is the controller loop. Inside the controller, you can see the about controller extend the controller class. This controller class is extended. Okay. So what I going to do is now I'm going to implement that how the return is working. So we have to make this one. How they are using these models we have covered about later on. So the controller, so first we have the namespaces. This is already there. They are implemented the view. This is it reside on the eliminated view. This one copy, I paste on it over here. Okay, so that when you return to the view, this one we have to call it. That's how they are implemented in Laravel 2. Okay, use eliminate view with. Okay, after that, what I'm going to do is, so that second one, separate function. This function I just copy it and paste on it over here instead of writing. So the documentation is there. You just copy and first it on. Okay, this one only you know this the name, all the things, so them this all things you have to get rid of this. Here we what is the things? We have an index function. You just put it the index function as is so. Keep view. This is the latest standard. So return to the view which view I have to return. This all things we have to get rid of this. Okay, so return the view as the document is shared. Welcome. So enter the welcome view. Welcome in this view. So welcome. Just keep the name on welcome. When the request is coming, okay, so that we have to understand the flow. So here, this flow, when the request is coming slash, what happens is we have to go to the which one? This one we have to write and go below. We have to take the documentation here. This documentation here, this one. This copied, paste on it over here. When the you can just see when the C hits slash, which controller you have to go? You have to go which controller? I haven't give the name of that controller, so we have to write again. I'm going to create the controller which is a welcome controller. Welcome controller. Yes, a welcome controller. So this one about comes the welcome controller. I just cut this code, paste on it with welcome controller. So that after that the second one, this one also just copy it and paste on it here. Okay, so that welcome controller. So what to do that? Routes we are telling that when the request comes slash, it goes to the welcome. Instead of writing like this, we have to write like this. So we have what I'm going to do is here. This function, all things are we just get rid of this. Okay, we don't need them at the moment. We only do the thing is like this way. It goes to when the request is coming slash. Inside the backtrack, we have to call this controller welcome controller. Right click and rename, control C to copy and paste on it over here. Dot class show, you have to write the thing is index. Okay, that's it. Index. Okay, so we have a when the request is coming slash, it goes to the welcome controller index section method. First we have a tell them when the request is coming slash, it goes to the welcome controller index section method. So we have to tell them where your welcome controller resided. So again you have to go to the documentation. This is the first one, just copy it, paste it over here. Copy this welcome controller, you paste on it here. Your welcome controller reside on the inside the app folder, HTTP controller, your welcome controller. That's it. Okay. Now that's one we don't need them. Now let's check on it whether it's working fine or not. Save all. Bring back to the application and check on it whether it's working fine or not. When the request is coming slash, it's working. It's working. Okay. When the request is in slash, it goes to the welcome controller index section method. So it goes to the welcome controller. It's a welcome controller index section method. What we are written here, it goes to that particular page. Okay, the same thing. We have to do the same thing. Just copy this, paste on the about also well. Here this one should be there. We have to write about controller. Okay, so about page. Okay, the same thing here. Contact also. The contact controller. The contact controller contact section method is goes to the contact page. This one match with this the same name. The contact it should be match with this. About should match with the same about. That's it. Now let's go to the routes and check it back again. When the request is coming about us. Okay, so about us. So about us. let's go to the about page. Instead of that, we have written what is this. You have to this first one you have to give the path, control C copy, control V to paste over here. This one about controller is contact control. Okay. After that, we are going to recursion about. Okay, return to this page. Return to that's it. This one to the about controller. Again, we have to go to here. Copy this, paste on it over here. This one should be the contact controller. This is the about action method. This is the contact action method. I show you the example. Very simple way to implement the example of this. Save all. Now it goes to when the slash is coming, it goes to here. Okay. When the slash is coming, contact slash contact is called the contact controller, contact action method, contact controller, contact action. What you have written here, it's a return view. Contact means it's got the return view contact, it open this one. When the return is coming the about, it go to the return that about, it return to the about. Let's save all everything. Now return back to the application and check. Let's refresh it. About, it's working. Contact, it's working. Here, what's the problem? Is there any problem? It will be showing the problem. Look this. Contact controller, contact return must be type of what the problem? Contact. Let's go back. What's the problem? Okay. The problem, what happened is here the view, this one we not call it here, the view. Okay. So let's the view we have to get rid of this. It's working or not? Let's check. Sometimes it's work without that view that call we are not calling. So it's working. Without that one also it's working. Okay. Then Laravel 10, you tell them to the view part, you tell them to implement this one, this view. Just copy it, put it over here. About also this, put it here. This is the they are mentioned the standard. This is the way. Okay, without this view also the working. That tell them this is a standard to do it. So that we have put it here. Okay. Now it's okay. Okay, every time you go to the documentation, this is the official documentation they are released. But they are telling that official documentation. That is the things we ever do the program efficient way. Okay, rather than go to the tutorials, we have to go to the documentation way. Okay, thank you for watching.